if you ever doubt yourself, and if you are unsure if you're successful, if you ever think like, do I really have what it takes in order to consider myself a successful person, then watch this video, because in this video I'm going to share 5 top qualities that successful people have. And if you have any of them, then you can, or maybe all of them, right? The more you have, the better. Then you can consider yourself successful, and you can know that you are already doing well in life. So starting off with the first one, which is well-developed communication skills. Now, when you have the ability to clearly express yourself, to clearly express your thought, to speak your mind and say the words that will explain exactly what's on your mind, then you have well developed or advanced communication skills. You can communicate with other people. You know how to start a conversation. You know how to maintain the conversation. You know how to land the conversation. Then you have really well developed communication skills, and that is one of the top qualities that highly successful people have. And if you have that, then you can consider yourself successful. Now, there are things that you need to do in order to achieve this, to acquire this top quality, and most of it narrows down to practice, right? So the more you practice it, the better you become. That's about any skill in this world. The more you do it, the more mistakes you make, but also the more lessons you learn, and the more experience you gain, the better you become at it. So if you can ask questions, if you can listen to people, if you, before speaking, if you can be present in the moment and consciously drive the conversation in specific directions, if you know what you're talking about when communicating with people, then you have a really advanced communication skills, and you can consider yourself successful regardless of your financial status. Because if you have this skill, if you have a well-developed communication skill, now you can easily qualify for really good positions in this life, and you are worth money. You can monetize your skill, you can monetize your personal value depending on where you're standing in life. But you don't have to go and do some low paying work, because you have already developed your communication skills, and now you can serve a better purpose in life, and you can be paid better for that, right? So the second thing, that's the second quality that highly successful people have, is closely related to well-developed communication skills, and is a rich vocabulary. Now, this is really important. In order to have your communication skills developed so well, you need to have the words. So you need to have a rich vocabulary. You need to know a lot of words. You need to know the meaning behind those words. And when you are trying to express a thought, you need to know exactly which words to use in order to transmit the information, in order to make a point, in order to help people easily understand what you are talking about, as I am doing in this video. So in this video you can see that I have well developed communication skills, that I have a rich vocabulary, that I can pretty much talk about all of these things that I'm really good at. And that is because I have years and years and years of developing my communication skills, of enriching my vocabulary each time. And how you acquire a rich vocabulary is by each time, but by paying conscious attention to things that people say. And when they say a word that is unfamiliar to you, go and Google it. See the meaning, and do not settle until you fully understand the deep meaning of the word. What does this word mean? How can I use this word in a sentence? If I'm trying to say something, if I'm trying to explain something, can this word help me to make that point? And many times what you will understand is that when you collect new words, when you learn new words, is that you will gain the ability to, you will have a rich vocabulary, and you will gain the ability to express yourself clearly and to make clear points about things that you're trying to say, which increases your value and makes you qualified for really, really good and big positions in life. And you can even play in the big leagues where really high value people are moving in those circles, right? So the third top quality that high quality people have, that highly successful people have, is discipline. Now, this is extremely important. Discipline can be applied anywhere. If you're exercising, if you are having like a morning routine, if you are working every single day, you have to be disciplined. Whatever you are doing, you have to be disciplined. If you are hanging on to a strict diet, you have to be disciplined. No cheat days, not even once a week. You have to remain disciplined. If you want to be a highly successful person, you have to remain disciplined. You have to be disciplined. You have to go and do those push-ups. You have to go and do those pull-ups. You have to read 10 pages of that book a day. You have to go and do the work. You have to stay strict to your diet. If you want that nice shape, guess what? You have to eat well. You can't wake up with the chips in your mouth in the morning. You can't go to sleep after eating a full meal in 3 a.m. in the morning, full of fats. You have to have a strict diet. You have to follow the strict diet, and there are gonna be temptations. People are going to eat around you. People who have chosen to remain undisciplined, people who don't care that much about, and it is important not to judge these people, because you are choosing to go and be the top 1%. It is your choice. You don't have to, right? You can remain like in the top 5% and don't really care about these specific things that you need to push that much. But if you want to become like top-notch person, then you have to stay disciplined, and you have to, even though there will be people around you who you will see and they will you will want like, hey, I just want to be like them, I just want to chill, like, and eat whatever I want. No, you can't eat whatever you want because you're on a strict diet. You have to follow that diet. Hey, I don't feel like exercising today, but guess what? You have to go and exercise if you want to keep those muscles running, if you want to keep that blood flow going, if you want to keep your mental clarity. You have to move. You have to have a blood flow in your brain. There is no other way. Go and do the exercise. So discipline. You have to do the work. You have to go and put in the 10,000 hours of work before you can consider yourself successful, right? You are extremely successful if you don't give up on working, right? So if you're like, I've already put in so much efforts, I've already worked so hard, and now I don't really feel like working, then right now you're being lazy, and that is not a successful people's trait. Like, success is being maintained. As it is given, it can be taken away. If you want to remain successful, you have to consciously maintain it. If you want to keep your body shape fit, you have to constantly exercise. Discipline, nothing else than discipline. So if you want to be extremely successful, then follow the fourth highly successful, top quality people that highly successful people have. Top quality that highly successful people have. I know it's good of communicating, right? The fourth top quality that highly successful people have is willpower. Now, this is extremely hard to acquire and maintain, but it is essential. If you don't have the willpower, if you don't feel like doing it, if you're not willing to go through as much as it takes in order to achieve what you want to achieve, then you do not qualify for what you want to achieve. If you are willing to walk the extra mile, if you are willing to drive an extra hour, if you are willing to do whatever it takes in order to receive what you are asking for, if you're willing to do those things, then it means that you have the willpower, like the willingness. The word is in there. It has been all along. Willpower, willingness. I am willing to do this consciously. I choose to do this. Why? Because I know where it's gonna lead me, and I'm willing to go through the pain. I'm willing to go through whatever it takes, through the hardships, because I know what I'm getting at the end of the road, right? I know that I'm going to be rewarded at the end. This universe will reward me for my hard work, for my efforts, for my consistency, right? So willpower is the fourth and one of the most important qualities that highly successful people have. And the fifth one, and the final one, is a skill mastery. Now, every successful person has at least one skill mastered to a really high degree. And what do I mean by this? So it can be anything. Like, you can be a surgeon, right? You can be a doctor. You can be like a spiritual healer. You can be a programmer. You can be a graphic designer. You can be a writer. Whatever it is, you have to be a master at least one specific skill. You have to know, like, you have to hold it in your hand, like, you have to be like extremely good at it. You have to know what you're doing with this skill. You have to know how to use this skill. You may be a war veteran, whatever it is. You know how to handle your guns, right? You have to know what you are doing. You have to have complete mastery, complete control over the skill that you are performing. And if you have at least one skill, so the more that you have, the higher quality that you possess, right? The more successful that you are. But at least one skill is what you have to have if you want to consider yourself successful. You have to have one skill mastered, right? You may be a copywriter. You have to know how to consciously use every single word letters, every single tone letters. The way you say things is extremely important. Everything matters. Every single detail matters. And if you're a copywriter, you have to know how to form the very, very precise sentence and paragraph of words that will impact a specific change. You have to know what kind of influence your words, the words that you're using, will have in the consumer's mind, so the consumer can make an impulsive decision and buy this product or whatever you are trying to achieve, right? So it is extremely important to have at least one skill mastered so you can consider yourself successful. And when you have all these qualities, when you have one skill mastered, then you can monetize this skill. When you have when you have willpower, if you have willpower, if you are disciplined, if you have rich vocabulary, if you have well-developed communication skills, and if you have at least one skill mastered, then you are already successful beyond measure. You are already doing way better than you can imagine, and you can easily monetize your skills, right? You can easily monetize these 5 top qualities combined are a pack full of blessings, are a pack full of value that you can turn into money. So even if you are not in a position where you have financial proof of the success that you have, you are still extremely high value person, you are still extremely successful, and you can easily manifest the material representation of all of that success that you already possess. So there is a way. If you are still not sure, if you still consider yourself not unsuccessful, but if you still consider yourself if you still think that you can acquire even more skills, that you can acquire even more knowledge. And guess what? You always can acquire more skills, you always can acquire more knowledge. Then the first step towards becoming successful, the first step towards putting yourself on the right path, the first step towards moving into the right direction is by downloading my free PDF that I have written for you. So it's a 30 pages long free PDF guide that you can download by going onto the link on the screen. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Success, and it will help you, it will give you the right information, it will inspire you, and it will help you to start doing more things that will lead you closer to success, that will improve your personal worth, that will increase your personal value, so you can become this person that we've been talking about in this video, and you can easily manifest success outside of you into the material world by radiating confidence, by radiating strength, because you will have inner success, because you will have inner worth, because you will have internal value. And people will be able to see that, people will be able to understand what is your value, people will be able to understand how precious you are, and people will want to work with you, right? If you are someone who can clearly speak what's on their minds, people will want to communicate with you, right? So download my free PDF, go into the first link on the description, go into the link that is on the screen right now, go on my website, scroll to the very bottom of the page, and you will see one download button. Here is circled on the screen, and when you click that button, it's going to ask you for your name and email. You give me your name and email, you receive a message, an email message in your inbox consisting the guide, and you also become part of my email list, so I can occasionally send you motivational messages that will help you, encourage you, and put you even more on the right track, motivate you even more to keep pushing until you eventually manifest all of that success outside of you, and also feel the internal sensation of being successful. So other than that, I would like to ask you to leave a like so you can support my efforts. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified each time I post a new video. Support my work. If you like what I'm doing, support me so I can keep doing it. And you can see all the ways that you can support me by going on my website. There is a support section. I'm gonna leave the link on the screen also, and share this video with someone who may need to hear this information. And other than that, have a wonderful day, and until next time, peace.